Hey, it's your boy Hendo checking Hendo coming out with another video, and today we got Senior Trump got shot at. It's all bad for him, you know what I mean? Which seems like an inside job to me because you would think that the people at the correspondence dinner would be vetted. Like, how is somebody just slipping through there? I mean, they are letting press in, so I guess if you just got a press badge or something, maybe you could have got in. But to me, it's like, or maybe they were sniping across from like a distance. But you would still think with the president, like the Secret Service, it would have been like, no, that's not happening. But with this new regime in office, you never know what's going to go on. You know what I mean? But I do know that it looked like an inside job the way they got JD Vance off the stage, and it took them like 20 extra seconds to get Trump off stage, which 20 seconds ain't really shit. But in the grand scheme of the president versus the vice president, you would think the president would be the main priority. But you can't say that that was JD Vance's security versus the Secret Service. You know what I mean? If the Secret Service isn't as good as JD Vance's personal security guard, then that brings some other questions. That's like, what the fuck is going on? But let's go ahead and get into it, because a lot of people are saying it's a conspiracy. A lot of people are saying something else happened. A lot of people are saying, oh, Caroline Levitt said some weird shit in the beginning. You know what I mean? So I see all the conspiracy theory things. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to look into it some more, but y'all let me know what you think in the comments. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, hype this video up if you can. I appreciate y'all for coming through, and let's get into the clips.
What the fuck was that fiasco down at that correspondence dinner with Donald Trump? First of all, this was Caroline Levitt before the dinner.
It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great.
Now, they're grabbing JD Vance before Donald Trump. What the fuck is that about? And then Donald Trump just tried to use this to justify and advocate for the new ballroom.
It's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's a much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
I don't like when people insult my intelligence and try to make me feel like I'm not seeing what the fuck I'm seeing. And I'm just saying that a coincidence, okay. A couple, I'm side-eyeing. Every single time your name is down in the media and you're trying, what the fuck is actually going on?
Awful lot of coincidences on the third assassination attempt of the president. So first, before all the shots rang out, oh, if you're behind on all that, I'll catch you up in 1 second. But listen to what she says right here. Not just what she says, what else she's doing. This was right before the shot started going off in the assassination attempt, which, by the way, left the shooter unalived. They say, but how did he get there? Again, how does that keep happening?
Ready to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great.
Y'all, what in the world are the possibilities? She said there'll be some shots fired while throwing up that 666.
Classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight.
Y'all, really, what are the possibilities of both of that happening at the same exact time? Of course, all hell is breaking loose. It'd be one thing if it was like, you know, shots fired alone, but when she's flashing the 666 while, and this is the third time that this has happened. Am I reaching, or does this feel extremely odd to you too? Let me know. And again, the most protected man in the entire world, and this keeps on happening.
Check out this clip and let's talk on the other side.
And you have, and as many of your fellow Democrats, have used some heated rhetoric against the president. And do you think twice about that when something like this happens?
What rhetoric do you have in mind?
Just talking about some of the fact that he, you know, is terrible for this country and so on and so forth. I understand that that's your Democratic right, but overall, do you
I
have
have
a
no
responsibility?
personal problem with Donald Trump at all. I mean, I talk about the policies of this administration.
It is absolutely annoying to me that every time there's one of these attempted assassinations, the press runs out and asks Democratic leaders, like, do you think it's time for you guys to tone down the rhetoric when it comes to Donald Trump? As if we don't see the things that Donald Trump posts on his social media every day or hear the words that he says and recognize that the things that Donald Trump is saying, both in writing and out of his mouth, are infinitely more vile and mean and gross and rude and disrespectful than anything I have ever heard any Democratic leader or any member of the press ever say about Donald Trump. And here's the other wild part, is that Donald Trump has infinitely more resources to execute the ideas he is espousing than any person has. Because last night is a really great example of incompetence. The security apparatus around Donald Trump is horrific. It is terrible. If they want that man to live, according to reports, Susan Wiles has said that if anything happens to the president, it's on the boys, as in Donald Trump's sons who pushed for this particular leader of the Secret Service. Just another version of nepotism, incompetence, when you got rid of DEI, but you put a bunch of unqualified white men in place. Like, all of that's the case. If something happens to him, it's their fault. Ultimately, this has nothing to do with the rhetoric of the left. Like, it does not. And the ways in which the media continues to operate in this absurd double standard when it comes to Donald Trump is how he got him in the first place, how he got him again, and they were prepared to go into a room where he was going to yell at them for an hour and tell them that they're the worst things that have ever happened to the country. You know, the very thing that they're now questioning members of Congress and saying, shouldn't you stop saying that about him? I don't understand it for the life of me. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
And that's what irritates me with both sides, Democrat and Republic, is that they run off this whole, oh, you guys are spreading the rhetoric to want to kill Trump. No, it couldn't be that he's affecting people's lives, laying people off, losing people's jobs, going to war, driving this country down into the ground, and people don't like it. But it goes the same way with the the Democrats doing that to the Republicans. You know what I mean? Like, it's your inflammatory statements. Let's just say that people have mental illnesses. I don't like a lot of stuff that's going on, but you're not going to see me go shoot up a church about it or go shoot up the White House Correspondents' Dinner about it. That's just mental illness, regardless of how you want to put it. Yes, these people are... Yes, rhetoric can play a part in that, but it also has to deal with mental illness. And if we can heal the root of the problem, or at least talk about the root of the problem, of the people who's doing this constantly, the political violence. If you look at the people who's actually doing this, you'll find a pattern, I'm sure. And if we start to attack that pattern, maybe we can get to the root of the problem, but they don't want to look at the pattern because they know who it points at. But let's keep going.
This whole active shooter thing in the White House Correspondents' Dinner has got to be a setup. Has got to be a setup. Because who sat back for probably months? No way someone got a whim today and was like, let me go light this bitch up. No. Somebody sat back and planned this for months and didn't get a single person. I'm not saying, well, you know what I mean? Like, you thought about this for how long and didn't hit a single person and then got apprehended immediately? There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. This feels like a complete stunt to me. This man is stunting on us yet again because so many of his followers and believers believed it the first time. So they said, well, honestly, these people are probably gullible. I'm trying to be nice. Gullible enough to believe it again. So, fuck, we didn't have an American flag in the background this time. That's what it feels like. This is ridiculous. And they got into the dinner so easily with a fucking gun. So the security's a joke. The shooter's entire plan's a fucking joke. And they get away unscathed. And now the president is using this as this, like, whole thing again. You know, like, the party will go on! Be fucking it for real right now. This is just so ridiculous. Every single day that I spend in this country, I sit here and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? What is happening around me? This is like a soap opera. I'm living in a soap opera. No. This is like some demented anime villain right now. This feels like some horrible shit-ass anime villain storyline. Because what is this man doing? Like, for those of us who have awoken and opened our eyes and actually understand what's going on and see what's happening, this is like theater happening right now. I feel like I'm watching a fucking Broadway show. What the fuck? Because I know this shit is staged. I know it is. It's just ridiculous, the timeline that we're living in. It really is. And that's the only way I can put it. What the fuck is going on? And then let's pile on there. Oh yeah, thousands of people rally behind this. I mean, less and less by the day, right? But like hundreds of thousands of people see all of this happening and are not only cool with it, that's like their shit. They've got merchandise. They're fanboying over it. They're going to his concerts. Like, this is their celebrity crush. What the fuck? Like, I want to bash my head in. What are you guys seeing that I'm not? What reality are you living in?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Oh, hey, so somebody tried to kill the president again at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Here's some of the scene. Now, as someone who has been to many events in D.C., including seeing Trump speak at the D.C. Marriott, this was during his first term at a realtor conference, when he came to speak, the hotel was completely locked down. There were multiple concentric circles of security. It wasn't just one security line and, hey, there's the president. You were stopped at the door of the hotel, at the entrance of the conference center, and at the doors of the ballroom. This guy apparently sprinted through one Secret Service line, shooting one of the officers in his bulletproof vest and then making it all the way into the ballroom where the president is. And this conveniently follows Trump's ballroom getting shut down and the fact that he may have to reveal subcontractors for the top portion, $400 million that he probably dished out to his buddies. He also happens to be currently trying to end the Homeland Security shutdown. And the second the assassination attempt is over, Trump is talking about both of these things.
It's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
Oh, and he also just learned that he has the lowest approval rating in history. I am not going to say that this was staged. I'm not.
Last night's alleged assassination attempt of the President of the United States. Now, people are asking, real or fake? But let me show you something. Let me show you how long it took for them to evacuate him versus how long it took for them to evacuate J.D. Vance. Let's watch, shall we? All right. That was ridiculous. First of all, hi, my name is Jody. I'm a storyteller here on TikTok. I share stories and observations. If you like my stories, please go ahead and push the magic button. Okay, so I counted. I counted exactly how long it took from the time J.D. Vance stood up and was ushered out to the time they finally get Trump up. He trips and falls. They hoist him out of there. Around 15 seconds. Why is the Vice President of the United States ushered out first? Why? It doesn't make sense. I mean, if you watch, you see them. They're like watching, looking, guessing, suspicious, but nobody moves. 15 seconds is a lifetime. It doesn't make sense. So, do you think this is real or staged? And is there a reason why they just sat there with Trump for God knows how long? Let me know in the comments. Bye.
I want to thank y'all for checking in, though, coming in and watching this video with the boys. Let me know what y'all think about the clips in here. Let me know what y'all think about their opinions, their point of views on the situation. Let me know your point of view on the situation in the comments. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. We out.